Have you ever wondered how the United States ended up where it is today in its relations with Islamic countries? The history is layered, complex, and dates back to the early years of the United States itself. In the early 19th century, the young nation of America found itself entangled in the Barbary Wars with the Ottoman Empire and North African states. These conflicts, primarily maritime skirmishes over piracy and tributes, marked some of the first significant interactions between the US and Islamic nations. Fast forward to the Cold War era, a time when alliances were shifting and strategic interests were paramount. The United States, in its bid to counter Soviet influence, sought allies in the Middle East. This period saw America providing economic and military aid to various Islamic countries, a move that had both immediate and long-term effects on its relations with these nations. Then there's the establishment of Israel in 1948, an event that significantly impacted US relations with Islamic countries. As a key ally of Israel, the United States has often found itself in a precarious position with some Arab and Islamic nations. The Arab-Israeli conflict, a consistent source of tension, continues to influence US-Islamic relations to this day. But perhaps one of the most tumultuous relationships the US has had with an Islamic nation is with Iran. Prior to the 1979 Islamic Revolution, the US maintained close ties with the Shah's regime. However, the revolution marked a dramatic shift. Iran became an Islamic republic, and diplomatic relations between the two countries deteriorated significantly, reaching a low point with the Iran hostage crisis. In summary, the history of US relations with Islamic countries is a complex tapestry, woven with threads of political strategy, economic interests, and cultural differences. From the early interactions with the Ottoman Empire to the ongoing tensions with Iran and other Middle Eastern nations, each chapter has shaped and continues to shape the United States' relations with the Islamic world. It's a story that's still being written, with new chapters yet to be penned in the annals of history.
Have you ever pondered how relations between the United States and the Islamic world have evolved over the years? In the next 8 minutes, we'll dive into this intricate and fascinating topic, unraveling history from the late 20th century to present day. As we turn the pages back to the early 1990s, we find ourselves in the midst of the Gulf War. This conflict, which saw the United States leading a coalition of allies to expel Iraq from Kuwait, had far-reaching implications for US-Islamic relations. The reaction among Muslim-majority countries was varied, creating a melange of relations that ranged from supportive to critical. Fast forward to the dawn of the new millennium, a period that would drastically alter the global landscape. The devastating attacks on September 11, 2001, marked a turning point in US-Islamic relations. In response, the United States launched the War on Terror, a campaign that included the invasion of Afghanistan and later Iraq. This phase was met with mixed reactions in the Muslim world. While some regions saw a rise in anti-American sentiments, others continued their alliances with the United States, demonstrating the complexity of these relations. A decade later, the world witnessed a wave of uprisings known as the Arab Spring. These movements emerged in various Muslim-majority countries, demanding political change and greater freedoms. The United States' reaction to these events varied, reflecting the multifaceted nature of the region. While some movements received American support, others were met with caution, further revealing the intricacies of US-Islamic relations. In more recent years, the United States' involvement in the Middle East has continued, navigating a myriad of issues. From the Syrian civil war to the rise of ISIS and the ongoing tensions with Iran, the US has had to adapt and respond to a rapidly changing landscape. Yet amidst these challenges, the United States has also been instrumental in diplomatic efforts, brokering normalization agreements between Israel and a handful of Arab countries. In conclusion, the history of US relations with Islamic countries is a captivating narrative of cooperation, conflict, and complex geopolitical considerations. It's a story shaped by a series of historical events and the ever-evolving dynamics of the region. It's crucial to remember that perceptions of the United States in the Islamic world are diverse, varying widely among different countries and communities. This complexity makes US-Islamic relations a fascinating field of study, offering insights into the interconnectedness of our world and the forces that shape its course.